I followed the rules, paid my dues, and crushed shit in corporate America. Then freedom became all that mattered. What's up, y'all? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. We are in March, and my first guest of the month, Women's History Month, are two women that I absolutely adore. I mean, so much to the point where I was like about to start crying before we came on as I thanked them for being guests on the show. But I want to give them a chance to introduce themselves and tell you who they are, where they're from, who they do it for, all the things. We have Maisha Thomas and Jenna Presley. Maisha, if you could introduce yourself first, and then Jenna, if you can go after, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. So as she stated, Maisha Thomas, I won't say formally known, but I'm mostly known by Mimi. I am from Hopkins, South Carolina. That's where I met Casey. And I'm a full-time social media influencer now. So yeah, talk about freedom, right? But yep, so that's my day-to-day.
Super dope.
All right, so my name's Jenna Presley, and I have 3 kiddos, twins who are 6. My oldest is 9. I have been married for 10 years. During the day, I am a practice manager at a dentist's office, but at night, I am studying towards becoming a mental health therapist, which I am extremely passionate about.
Yes.
Super dope. Superwoman. Super
Right,
woman.
right.
I don't even know how I did it, but here I am.
Super dope. Well, I really appreciate y'all being on the show today, especially live. And I got to tell y'all watching in Twitter land, Facebook land, all the places, in the studio, on YouTube, etc. They didn't even know they were going to be on this show together, right? So they found out once the cameras popped up. And to me, that's the epitome of freedom, like literally being on air, like talking about what you're talking about, responding to things that come up, dope ass conversations from Black women for real, like unscripted, right? And I want to tell you really quickly why I adore these two women. So Mimi, I call her Mimi. I've known Mimi since grade school, man. South Carolina, stayed up. We've done a lot together in step teams where y'all, we were online at our school at Lower Richland, okay?
Right.
We were hazed and had to cross the burning sand.
Oh,
okay?
I didn't know you were LR. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Both of us, yep. And yeah, I mean, like, and this is true for a lot of people from my communities. We would sing, choir, so be at each other's, revivals at the churches and all of the things, right? But Mimi has taken a bold step to step into full-time entrepreneurship, betting on herself in the arena of being an influencer in comedy and like raw comedy. And I don't even know how you explain that to a family member, Mimi, but like I can imagine, right? That was like, maybe difficult, was it?
For me, I won't necessarily say it was difficult, but I also have older generation parents. I mean, like both of my parents are in their 70s, so unheard of, you know what I mean? And then you had mom who's always going to be like, whatever you want to do, I support you, and okay, even though she doesn't understand. And then you got dad that's kind of like, you gonna do what? And you gonna pay your rent by, really, is that right? But but I know that they're always gonna be supportive even if they don't understand. And even sometimes when it feels like I'm not supported, I know that it's just a lack of understanding because of the difference with times. But it wasn't necessarily hard though.
That's dope, Mimi. Because that's not everybody's like story, even for me. Like I had some people who were like my mom, and thankfully my mom and dad were like, do it, baby. You only live once, right? But I had family members like legit trying to tell me, like, I think Jen and I were talking about this a couple seconds ago before we came on air, like literally telling me like, you need to get on medicine. Like you having grandiose thoughts about yourself. Like that ain't happening, sis,
Wow.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Cutoff game strong. If you're watching this, I love you. But yeah, like legit afraid of freedom for me, right? And obviously themselves, right? So super dope. And Jenna, y'all. I can't wait for her to become this therapist because she came hard. She came super hard for mental wellness and breaking cycles of silent suffering. And even when I was playing in that space, like Jenna was like super about it with me, doing market research with her and asking her questions and being very vulnerable. Honestly, like vulnerable than most people I talked to about like what she battled with, what she did to cope with it, things that were still left, in a healing state. And I just adore that because as Black women, we're still not comfortable like being honest that we're fragile, right? So love that. Jenna, for you, like why are you so passionate about mental health?
So for me, I had my own personal struggles with mental health, dating all the way back, I would say 10th grade. It got really bad. My anxiety and depression got really bad probably during my college years. And a lot of my friends probably really didn't know. And I'm saying bad, y'all, like downright bad. And I'm just going to be transparent because I think a lot of people struggle with what I have struggled with. I had suicidal thoughts. There were times where I attempted, this is transparency. And then, family issues on top of just being a college student, not knowing who I'm thinking I know who I am. Girl, I didn't know who the hell I was, like, looking back at it. I mean, life was hard. And then my anxiety and depression went from college into my marriage, into having kids. And I was just rock bottom. I coped in unhealthy ways. And then it took me a while to open up the therapy. But when I did, I realized like, oh, okay, this is kind of working. So then I was like, oh, God, is this the calling that you have in my life? Because I also struggled with like, what am I supposed to do? I was a stay-at-home mom for 8 years. Granted, that is a job within itself, but I wanted something for me. I didn't know what that was, right? But God, I truly feel like God has placed a calling on my life to help people. And with helping people, I have to be transparent. And I also understand with transparency comes possible gossipers and the people who I'm helping and saving. But I'm so okay with just like being transparent because the people who take this as gossip, that says more about them than what they'll ever say about me.
For sure.
And so that is why I'm passionate about mental health. And I'm even more passionate about mental health within our community, Black people. The day we even was brought to this doggone country, like we were just set up for failure, okay? Like even now, I think it is ridiculous how like you have to have insurance. First of all, you have to have insurance, period. But we're not even gonna get into that, right? But I just realized in our community, there's more people than not who does not have that luxury of having insurance to go to mental health. So, I don't know what God has for me in the future, but I eventually do want to come up with like, I don't know, different sessions to where I can just bring the people in just for free. You know what I mean? Of course, I'm still going to get paid, but I will have some sessions open to where people can come to me for free. And whatever God has planned, just I'm literally walking however He wants me to walk.
That's dope, sis. And like honestly, and I guess I have this question for y'all. Like, now I can look back and try to pinpoint where my anxiety started. But I do this because I didn't start using those big words until I was like 28. Like, a psychiatrist didn't tell me like, yeah, you're struggling with anxiety and PTSD. It's like, oh, I guess for y'all, I was almost 30 when I like really could like understand what I was experiencing and maybe even look back at my parents or like grandparents and say, oh, like she really struggles with mental illness. Like I never, I just thought she was like a mean person or whatever. Like for y'all, I guess, when did you, if at all, right? Because I don't even want to put words in your mouth. Like when did you come to the understanding of like mental illness, or like even like whether you struggle with it yourself on certain levels, whether it is like ADD, anxiety, social anxiety, depression, when did that hit for you, if at all?
Like, when did I figure out, like, oh, this is what it really
That's
is?
what this is, yeah.
Probably around, hold on, let me think. Around 30. I might be 34, so I've been in therapy for about 4 years. And it's really mind-blowing. And it's like, after therapy, I kind of was able to connect the dots, you know, in high school, in college. Like, oh, when my stomach was hurting and I couldn't eat, that was anxiety. I literally thought like it was just something wrong with my stomach. I went to the doctor. They gave me medicine to help me be able to eat. They were diagnosing me with different things, not anxiety, but it was anxiety and depression. PTSD, anxiety, depression. I mean, it was severe. Even now to this day, I struggle with severe anxiety, which I don't think a lot of people realize. But I do. It's literally like an intentional, constant, daily like work, like hard work.
Yeah, I get it. I have anxiety and depression like still, and it's something I have to manage every single day. I guess for you, Mimi, is it something that you're like keen on, or is it still like this area of like, you know, people, right, who deal with it, but it's not necessarily hit home for you in your life necessarily, or in your close circle even?
No, me and my cousins talk about it pretty much all the time, and we're big fans of dark humor. So for us, you know, like, because for me, I feel like anything that you have to do to cope that does not include harming other people emotionally, physically, do it. You know what I mean? So for us, it's dark humor, being able to laugh about whatever you're dealing with. So we talk about it often. I always just called it, I thought I was just emotionally unstable. Like, that's just how I referred to it. But I was diagnosed with major depression. It got medical in 2017, you know, but prior to that, it was just a lot of, you know, self-diagnosis. I'm like, oh, this is normal. Because you talk to other people and it's other people that can relate. So you think that it's normal, you know what I mean? But it's like, accepting that as normal doesn't mean that you don't need help, you know? So yeah, you're human, but you can also take these avenues in order to help yourself. So it was just like brushing it under the rug, like, oh, everybody feel like this, you know, whatever. I was like, nah, sis, you can work on it though. Like, you can change it though. So
that's interesting that it was normal, like, I guess, to whoever you confided in or you were able to relate to other people. But for me, experienced it at such a young age, I literally thought I was abnormal. Okay.
Oh, right.
I thought I was completely abnormal. I probably didn't feel like people could relate until maybe around my 30s, when I started opening it up to people and they started opening up to me, and I'm just like, oh shoot, okay, cool. I mean, not cool, but you know.
For me, it was like kind of on Mimi's end, where like when I would go through some stuff, and I went through some stuff, right? Like mom murder in like 4 or 5 different households by the time I'm in the 5th grade and all these things. Like in my family, I literally can think about this. Like, they would literally acknowledge it by saying, yeah, we strong, we cut from a different cloth. Like, it was like normalized. Like,
I think that's in every Black family though.
Yeah. Like, we built for it tough. You know, it went till I was almost 30. I'm like, this is crappy. Like, who wants to live like this? You know?
Literally.
It's sad. You know, like, I my family probably gonna get on me about this, but you know, like, I remember, shoot, I don't know how, and it was definitely after I went through my own abuse and stuff like that, where I started saying aloud, like, man, Big Boy should have left Big Daddy. Like, we all was like all happy and, oh yeah, he beat her and shot her. But like, no, like, she should have left that man. Like, can we be normal? Like, for real normal about trauma that we going through? And like,
I'm telling you, I'm sorry, but when people say I'm strong, I don't know why, but that pisses me off. It's a trigger. Because I truly feel like, and again, this is me being transparent because this is what this space is for. I feel like I am just the person for my family, my immediate family, my husband and my kids, my friends, and it's really starting to weigh me heavy. It makes me feel lonely sometimes. That I'm not gonna say I can't turn to people because I know they will receive it, but for me, I am selective with who I let in.
Mm-hmm.
I like, how do I put this? They kind of have to be able to relate to understand, right? So if they never struggle with depression or severe anxiety, I steer clear. Or if they have not invested time into like therapy, I steer clear. And it's not to make me seem like, oh, I'm in therapy, like I got it. No. It really is to protect my mental, because I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with you on why I'm setting this boundary when you feel like I don't need to set it. You feel like maybe I'm just being extra in my feels or sensitive, because you're right. I do have feelings and I am sensitive and I'm proud of that. But the whole strong word, I'm over it.
I get it. I mean, even down to like protecting your, so like I look at it as a survival mechanism, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and honestly, once you've healed, once you've truly healed through something, which takes a long time for certain things, then you okay, you know, being exposed to different views, opinions, or whatever. But like when that thing is still raw, like I for a long time in my life was just very, very, very like people thought they were close to me, but they didn't know nothing about me, right? Because I had gone through so much stuff with my family and so many letdowns. Like I didn't trust anybody for real. Like I trusted me as a human to you,
Holy
but
crap.
I don't trust you as a
Yes.
human to me.
Yes.
You know? So I've had to heal, even to do the work that I do now, serving Black women. Like I've had to heal to the point of letting them in, because I really cannot like provide, like I really can't serve you if I don't trust you, bro. You know, so like I gotta, you know, and it took a long time.
I'm with
to
you.
get here. Yeah. So speaking of freedom, Mimi.
Yes.
What do you define freedom as today, and how has that changed, I guess, throughout your life?
For me, it's just the mindset. I felt like at one point, okay, when I was working, I quit my job last year in July, and I always felt like, hi, thank you. I always felt like I wasn't supposed to be there. Oh no, please, no autographs, please. I felt like, and so it's not just about being able to move when I want to, right? It's not just about that for me. I know that's a major part of being an entrepreneur, being able to make your own schedule, you know, but the freedom that I was chasing was more so just feeling like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and feeling like I have peace and I have joy. So when I wake up, it doesn't feel like, oh God, I gotta go to this damn job again, you know. Because that it was hell, you know, and it feels like a prison. I'm just sitting at my computer. I would sit at my computer for like days and just cry. And then the phone rings and I get myself together and I answer the phone. And then I was like, I can't do this. And I have no interest in the dream of working a job, retiring from that job, and then moving to Myrtle Beach and just getting old and dying. I was like, that's not for me. There's nothing wrong with that for somebody. If you're at a job and you love that job, please, by all means, stay. But that's not me. That's not my freedom. So I wanted to be in a place of just being happy. And I was miserable working, you know, my regular job. So that's what the freedom was for me. And I'm so glad I found it. It's stressful sometimes, but I do still feel free in the midst of it. So
say that, sis. Oh, I just could cry right now. Like I felt that, sis. I'm so happy for you, Mimi. Like,
thank you.
You funny as hell, sis. Like,
thank you so much.
How do you feel when you got in the shade room?
Oh, like one of many, but it felt like mission accomplished. I've been like speaking that into existence.
You was on the shade room?
Mm-hmm.
Girl, what?
Yeah, and celebrities use her sounds all the time now. And she just quit last year. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna need to get that your Instagram handle when I get off.
That one, you heard the one Jenna where she's like, see, I ain't never been with a baddie, huh? But she added to that's her. That's her.
In the beginning.
Oh my God.
That's her.
I'm about to do some reels and use your voice.
That's her.
Wow, that is great. And that is so cool to me. Okay,
it's crazy, and I've been doing videos for years, right? But I noticed when I stepped out on faith and quit my job, it was like, and I couldn't help but realize it, because I felt like, of course, you know, you trust God and you walk by faith, but He was waiting for me to just trust Him and to do my part for years. So I just had to step out. And then all of the things that I had been claiming, Shade Room, I've been shown on like a TV show for viral videos before, everything just fell into place. And I'm like, okay, so this is just, thank you for this confirmation, Lord. Thank you for letting me know,
And then you even speaking positivity of your life. Like you're speaking that. Like, words are so powerful. I don't think people understand, man.
So powerful. So powerful.
I got chills. That's so dope. I mean, it's just so dope to see, and it's not taking forever. Like that's the same thing I can say. Like when people ask me all these questions, like I'm just free, bro. Like I just do what I want to do, and when you love what you're doing, like people can't take their eyes off of you. That's what Maya Angelou said. She was right. Like do the thing you love doing, and do it so well that people can't take their eyes off of you. It ain't science and being a genius,
Absolutely.
Super dope. And what about for you, Jenna? Like.
Freedom.
What does freedom mean for you, and how has it changed throughout your life?
So freedom for me is not having or not letting others have power over my reaction, over my feelings, over my response. The Jenna before therapy, girl, everybody had power of my emotions, okay? I was a firecracker. I was angry. I was just ready. Always ready. I'm ready to go off. Oh, you came at me sideways? Okay. Well, I'm about to come right back at you, so to come correct next time. It was just, It was just so much family, marriage, friends. But now I have gotten to a place too where I can truly say relationship with me and my husband being married. How do I say this to where people don't take this the wrong way? He does not have power over my emotions per se. So if we have a disagreement, I'm level-headed now. I process my thoughts. I sit on my thoughts. Actually, I sit on my thoughts most of the time. I'll just tell him, hey, we need to revisit this maybe tomorrow, a couple of days. Because in the moment, I don't even know how I'm feeling. You know what I mean? So I have gotten better with friends and relationships to where there's no control over my feelings. Now, family is still a work in progress. I think it's harder because my love runs deep. Like when I love you, okay? And with me being on the journey of mental health by myself within my family, because I was raised by my grandparents, and they come from obviously way back in the day. They have gotten so much better with understanding mental health. My grandmother is like absolutely amazing. Like she stays on top of me with my anxiety. I do take medication. I'm not ashamed of it. I think more people need to hear that.
Yeah.
I have anxiety medication that I can take on days like it's really, really, really bad. And my grandmother will call me, did you take your medication? I saw that your anxiety was really bad. Girl, right? Yes. And before she used to be like,
pray that thing away.
You don't need no therapy. You just need to pray to God.
Yeah.
I never needed therapy. Well, you probably needed it.
Right, for real though.
Okay, like let's be very clear.
You went through the most, like
girl.
Yeah.
So I'm trying really hard to not let my family have power over me. To where like if I say this and they go against what I say, I'm not like in my feelings about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that is a work in progress. I feel like everything with mental health is a work in progress.
Yeah.
It's always like just unlocking levels.
100%. And I think for all of us, but I'll just say especially to the two of you in your own range, right? Because both of y'all are speaking to like having this older generation, coming to an understanding of what you want, right? Like I think that I saw this on a meme, but like I truly do think that like millennials crawled so that Gen Z could walk, right? Like these things that we're doing and testing out, without people saying, well, maybe I don't want to retire from one job. Like we're taking our little inches. But like because we're doing that, they're able to come into the job and say, look, don't call me after 5 o'clock. Okay, I'm not available on the weekends. I need my mental health day. Like we were never doing that junk out of the gate. You know, we got battered and bruised first.
Right.
So I think even y'all sharing y'all's story, and all of us, right? They're very different paths, right? But I think we didn't hear this stuff. We had on the job training. I mean, Jenna, you could probably attest to this too. Like even when I went into marriage, I had on the job training. Like I'm just looking at Big Mom, Big Daddy, and you know my parents and stuff, but they ain't told me that shit that was gonna go be, you know, behind the scenes, right? But we're so honest. I think it'll help people be a lot more radical, you know, about loving themselves and choosing what makes them happy. Like man. You know. Dope. Okay, so I'm gonna ask some this or that questions. Okay, just to get to know the two of you a little better, to let the audience know the two of you better as well. But I'm just kind of curious on what you would say. Okay, so let's go, since we're on the vein of freedom, right? Let's go vacation style, like our idea of this, right? This or that. Safari or bougie beach?
Safari.
Bougie beach.
Sure.
Why? Okay, why do each of you say your answer?
So I say safari because I'm just like, when I think of safari, I think of trees and nature. I'm obsessed with nature.
Like
nature has been like a huge healing for me. Back in Augusta where we used to stay, there's a place called Savannah Rapids. It's like this beautiful trail with nothing but trees and the Savannah River. And I literally used to go out there and just sit down and journal and just cry. Literally like majority of the time we were there in Augusta. I love nature so much. So that's why. And I guess I get the beach will be calming, but I just never been a beach person. I'm like more so like a mountain person, like with the river. Yeah.
Dope. Okay, maybe not the nature for you. You want the bougie beach.
When I heard the word safari, my mind immediately went like bugs.
Yeah, and there is that. And
I didn't think about that part.
And the pooping. Fair. Okay.
Things I can't identify in nature, the animals, and you know, I'm just not
safe. I feel it, sis. Okay. Cocktails. Sweet tropical or whiskey on the rocks?
Whiskey on the rocks. Okay, yeah, I know.
If you would have caught me last August and prior, it would have been the whiskey. Now it's probably now it's
also the lightweight.
Girl, I look him a lightweight now, but whiskey on the rocks. The sweetness just
taste. It gotta be sweet for me. The taste is. I don't need to. It's dangerous when you can't taste the liquor, but like
yeah, it's very dangerous when you can't taste it.
Yeah, I'm always toe up, right? Right. Okay, dope. Okay, so vacation. Full itinerary for each day, or no plans, free flow.
Oh Jesus, that would give me so much anxiety. Full itinerary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both of y'all. Okay.
Free flow mean we're gonna like take naps. Nothing gonna get accomplished.
You already know.
Honestly, yeah.
Nothing's gonna get accomplished.
You already know. Yeah, I used to be at full itinerary. I was always the one making itinerary, but now I'm just free flow. Like,
really?
I don't know. Yeah, like literally nothing planned. Like, let's just walk everywhere and figure out what we do with the locals. I don't know.
So I could be like that if I didn't have kids. But with having kids, I have to be very like boom, 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 organized, and you know.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, last one. This is not a this or that. I'm just curious. And be honest. Hey, listen. Don't lie, y'all. Don't lie. Okay.
Okay.
Make me nervous.
Do y'all believe in love at first sight? Do you think that's really a thing? Be honest. Don't lie.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay, explain. Why do you say that?
I say that because everybody's definition of love is so different, and it's just such a vast. Like, I've experienced lust at first sight and thought it was love, but I'm just on some like I don't know you to say that I love you. I can't honestly say it. So you know that feeling, it may be even deeper than lust, but to me, just not love yet.
I feel that.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I don't believe in love at first sight. Totally lust at first sight. I mean, because I do feel like it takes some time to get to know someone. We're always putting our best face forward, foot forward in the beginning, but you gotta see the nitty gritty.
Comes out.
You know what I mean? Right.
Even connection. I don't know what a better word would be for that, but I've like seen somebody and felt something strong, right? But it wasn't. I'm not sure if that could be something like spiritual, because I don't think anything happens for a coincidence. So I may feel whatever, God intended for me to get from you. So it feels like something, but still wouldn't call it love.
Love.
But I can see how some people might. I mean, do you believe in love at first sight, Casey?
Me. So, and this is why it came up. So I never, ever did until December 2020 when it happened to me. And I didn't even want to say it aloud, Y'all, this is probably the first time I'm saying this. I literally, but it was like this. It was like, I mean, it was sexy now, but it was like this soul level thing of feeling like we've been here, we've been somewhere before. I don't know what we were or who we, but like real, I legit probably a couple days didn't call my daddy. It was I said, Daddy, listen, let me tell you something.
I never
I literally did. Let me tell you something, Daddy. Like, this my man. Like, we get married. I'm gonna have his baby. My daddy was like, and I'm not mushy at all. My daddy has never, ever heard me talk about a dude, right? Like, even before I got married, like it was like 3 months before the wedding. I was like, you know what? I actually think I love you. Like if you hurt me, I would actually hurt. I would cry. Like I've always been very like, this is a wall. Like I'm good.
Right. Oh, you should be so proud of yourself.
I know,
you just
right?
Let the walk, girl. That is huge.
Crazy. He literally said, like, Casey, I don't even know what to say. I've never seen you like this. Like, please come home. Like, please do your gym early. Like, come home now. But yeah, I never did until it happened to me. I never thought that was a thing, and I can't even explain it. It's because it's not like, I don't know. It is literally like I don't even know if safety justifies the word. Like our spirits know each other, like beyond my mind's comprehension, like beyond my mind's comprehension, like our spirits are safe and understanding, and I don't know. So I'm just curious. I was just curious because I never believed in it before.
But I could see that too, because in the same breath, I do feel like God brings people together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I think for me,
I get it.
I just never experienced like, oh yes, but it was more so like lust.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe thinking is love, but now that I'm older, look back at it like, nah, girl, that was love. That
right.
was just, yeah.
I get it. This some crazy shit. I literally, and if the same happened to my daughter, I'd be like, girl, no, you're not. Please sit down.
I know that.
Like, no, ma'am.
Right. Real.
I get it. Well, beautiful, y'all. We are at the end of the show. This was effortless, easy conversation. I know. Y'all are super dope. Y'all, please follow these ladies. Like, yeah, their personalities are so huge. Do yourself a favor and follow them. I guess before we log off, please tell everyone how they can stay connected with you, how they can support you in any way as well. Maybe we'll start with you, and then Jenna, if you could wrap it up, that would be perfect. Okay.
I am Mimi the Funny One on everything. On Instagram and TikTok is Mimi_the Funny One. But YouTube and Facebook is just Mimi the Funny One. That's also my Cash App if anybody wants to bless me.
Okay, Cash App.
Right.
What's up?
Come on now.
If you want to help fund these videos, because this is what I do for a living. So yeah, that's how you can find me. I respond to DMs. I love talking to people. So that's where I am.
All right, and so my Instagram handle is JennaChanel_JP. I push out a lot of knowledge with mental health. I know people probably get tired of me, but you know what? It's okay, because if I'm saving that one person, I'm doing my job. And then I actually just partnered with a girlfriend of mine with our decor mental wellness page, because both are very important to us and myself. And that is Imperfectly Put, the number 2 together. So Imperfectly Put Together. So that's how you guys can find me and stay connected. And if you want to know a little bit more about mental health, Come on.
That's your girl.
I got
y'all. Yeah. And y'all, they are super sports. They legit did not know they were going to be on together. But the conversation flowed so effortlessly. I love the diversity of the experiences and the perspective. And I love the fact that they told me, girl, ain't no love at first sight. I'm just kidding. But for real, I appreciate y'all so much. Love and light to you both. And thank you for inspiring me. Honestly, thank you for inspiring me.
Thank you, girl.
Thank you.
You
love
your
you.
best life, and I am just here for it.
Yes.
And tell your fiance I said hey. I know he don't know.
Okay, I will. Yeah. G. Jenny said hey.
Hi.
Anthony said hey. He said hi. All right, y'all. Love and light, and everybody have a good weekend. See y'all next week.
You too.
Bye.
Accepting that as normal doesn't mean that you don't need help,
Yeah.
So yeah, you're human, but you can also take these avenues in order to help yourself.
Yeah.
So it was just like brushing it under the rug, like, oh, everybody feel like this, whatever. I was like, nah, sis, you can work on it though. Like you can change it though.
Right.
So
that's interesting that it was normal, like I guess to whoever you confided in or you were able to relate to other people. But for me, experienced it at such a young age, I literally thought I was abnormal. Okay.
Oh, right.
I thought I was completely abnormal. I probably didn't feel like people could relate until maybe around my 30s when I started opening it up to people and they started opening up to me, and I'm just like, oh shoot,
right,
okay, cool. I mean, not
and
cool, but
for me,
right.
it was like kind of on Mimi's end where like when I would go through some stuff, and I went through some stuff, right? Like mom murder in like 4 or 5 different households by the time I'm in the 5th grade and all these things. Like Like in my family, I literally can think about this. Like they would literally acknowledge it by saying, "Yeah, we strong. We cut from a different cloth." Like it was
Right.
like normalized. Like
I feel like that's in every Black family, though.
Blaze Business Intensive is the 6-week business management course for Black women. Enroll today by going to blazebusinessintensive.com.